Your soulmate's ex-lover is in police custody. What they did will shock you. My beloved child. Don't skip, because what you are about to hear is not an ordinary love story. It is the kind of story that changes everything you thought you knew. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Your soulmate never imagined that a chapter from their past would suddenly explode into the present. For a long time, someone refused to let go. They smiled in public, acted as if life had moved on, but behind closed doors they became obsessed with knowing every detail about your soulmate's new beginning. Every happy moment, every new step, every silent victory became something they secretly watched. At first it seemed harmless, almost invisible, but little by little their actions crossed a line no one expected. Then everything changed in a single night. A phone rang. A door opened. Flashing lights filled the street. Before sunrise, that former lover was sitting inside a police vehicle, unable to explain how things had gone so terribly wrong. The shocking part is not that they were taken into custody, the shocking part is why. And the truth behind it connects directly to you in a way no one could have predicted. A strange silence surrounded your soulmate after hearing the news. They didn't celebrate. They didn't smile. Instead, they froze. Their heart replayed every warning sign they had ignored in the past. Small moments suddenly made sense. Unanswered messages. Unexpected appearances. Questions that felt too personal. Coincidences that no longer looked like coincidences. It was as if hidden pieces of a puzzle were finally locking together. Don't skip, because the next piece of this story is the one almost nobody knows. Investigators reportedly uncovered something that revealed this wasn't a single careless mistake. It had been building quietly for much longer than anyone realized. The former lover had become trapped inside an unhealthy desire to control a future that no longer belonged to them. Your soulmate finally understood that the peace they had been searching for had been interrupted by someone who simply refused to accept reality. Yet even after the arrest, one unanswered question remained. What exactly was discovered that made everyone in the room fall completely silent? Listen carefully, because this is where the story becomes impossible to ignore. Something was found that completely changed the direction of the investigation. It wasn't money. It wasn't revenge. It was evidence that pointed toward a plan nobody believed could actually exist. The moment your soulmate heard about it, they realized how close they had come to walking into a situation they never saw coming. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. This revelation is only the beginning, and the biggest truth has not been uncovered yet. The people involved are still trying to understand every detail, while your soulmate is standing at the edge of a future that suddenly feels brighter than ever before. Sometimes the past makes one final desperate move before disappearing forever, and this may have been that moment. But there is one hidden detail from the police investigation that has not been revealed to anyone yet, and when it finally comes to light, it will leave your soulmate completely speechless. A new morning arrived, but the mystery only became deeper. Your soulmate believed the worst was finally over, yet an investigator quietly revealed that the situation was far more complicated than anyone had imagined. Don't skip, because this changes everything. During questioning, the former lover reportedly kept repeating the same unbelievable statement again and again. It wasn't an excuse. It wasn't an apology. It was a desperate attempt to explain why they had refused to let go of the past. The people in the room couldn't understand why someone would risk so much over a chapter that had already ended. Then another unexpected detail surfaced. A collection of conversations, old memories, and carefully hidden actions painted a picture that shocked everyone involved. Your soulmate suddenly realized that many strange moments from the past had never been random at all. Every unexpected encounter, every unusual coincidence, every uncomfortable feeling they once ignored now seemed connected. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. The truth was beginning to reveal itself one layer at a time, and every new discovery felt even more unbelievable than the last. But there was still one missing piece that nobody could explain, and without it, the entire story remained incomplete. The investigation continued, and the atmosphere became even more intense. Officials reportedly discovered that the former lover had spent an incredible amount of time trying to stay connected to a life that was no longer theirs. Instead of moving forward, they became trapped inside old emotions until every decision they made became more desperate than the previous one. Your soulmate couldn't believe how close they had been to learning this truth much earlier. Looking back, they remembered several moments when their instincts quietly warned them that something wasn't right, yet they chose peace over suspicion. Don't skip, because the next revelation is the one that changes the entire direction of this story. The evidence suggested that the real intention had never been about love at all. It had become an unhealthy need to control the ending of a story that had already reached its conclusion. That realization sent a chill through everyone who heard it. Even those closest to your soulmate admitted they had completely underestimated what had been happening behind the scenes. Yet the biggest surprise was still waiting inside one final piece of evidence that investigators had only just begun examining. Then everything became strangely quiet. No new questions were asked. No one spoke for several long moments because everyone was staring at the same unexpected discovery. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. What they found didn't just explain the former lover's actions, it completely changed how your soulmate understood the past. Suddenly, years of confusion turned into clarity. Every unanswered question finally had a place. Every painful memory finally had an explanation. Instead of fear, your soulmate felt an unexpected sense of freedom, as though an invisible weight had finally disappeared forever. But just when it seemed the mystery had reached its end, another name unexpectedly entered the conversation, leaving investigators exchanging stunned looks. That single name may reveal a hidden connection no one has considered yet. And when your soulmate learns who it belongs to, the next chapter will become even more unbelievable than everything you've heard so far. An unexpected silence settled over the room as investigators quietly exchanged a single file that had remained unopened until that moment. My beloved child, don't skip, because this is where everything takes a turn no one saw coming. Your soulmate watched from a distance, wondering why everyone suddenly became so serious. The former lover's story was no longer just about refusing to move on, it had become a chain of choices that had finally caught up with them. Then the hidden connection behind that mysterious name was finally revealed. It wasn't someone your soulmate feared. It wasn't a secret partner. It was a person who had witnessed strange behavior long before anyone else noticed and had finally decided to speak. Their statement connected dozens of unanswered questions into one shocking timeline. Every unexplained appearance, every uncomfortable coincidence, every strange message suddenly fit together with incredible precision. Your soulmate couldn't believe that someone had quietly been protecting the truth all along without expecting anything in return. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Just when everyone believed the mystery had been solved, one investigator noticed a final detail inside the evidence that nobody had mentioned before, and the entire room fell silent once again. The atmosphere became even heavier as that overlooked detail was carefully examined. It wasn't dramatic because of what it looked like, it was dramatic because of what it proved. Your soulmate realized that several important events in their own life had unfolded at exactly the same time the former lover's actions were becoming more desperate. Suddenly, the timing no longer felt like coincidence. It felt like a carefully connected chain of events that had remained invisible until now. Don't skip, because the next revelation changes the emotional meaning of everything you've heard. Instead of feeling anger, your soulmate experienced something unexpected: relief. They understood that the confusion they had carried for so long had never been caused by their own mistakes. The weight they had been carrying was never truly theirs. That realization brought a peace they hadn't felt in years. Even the investigators admitted that the truth had unfolded in a way no one originally expected. Yet before anyone could close the file, another unexpected message arrived, forcing everyone to pause before making their final conclusion. That message contained only a few words, but its impact was unforgettable. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. The information confirmed that there was still one conversation that had never taken place, a conversation capable of changing your soulmate's future forever. For the first time in a long while, they stopped looking backward and began looking ahead. The fear that once followed them slowly disappeared, replaced by a quiet confidence that the past was finally losing its power. But just as peace seemed within reach, investigators discovered that one sealed envelope connected to the case had not yet been opened. No one knew what was inside, yet everyone agreed on one thing: the answer hidden within that envelope could explain the final missing piece of the story, and what it reveals may leave your soulmate completely speechless. The sealed envelope was finally placed on the table, and for several long seconds, no one dared to open it. My beloved child, don't skip, because this is the moment the entire story changes once again. Your soulmate never expected that one simple envelope could hold the final answers they had been searching for. When it was carefully opened, the room became completely silent. Inside was information that confirmed the former lover had been living in a world built on false hopes and impossible expectations. Every decision they had made had pushed them farther away from reality until their actions finally brought them face to face with the consequences. The investigators quietly nodded as the missing pieces finally connected. What once looked like isolated events now formed one complete picture. Your soulmate felt an overwhelming sense of relief because they finally understood that none of this had been caused by anything they had done. The past had created its own storm, and now that storm was beginning to fade. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Just when everyone believed the investigation was reaching its conclusion, one final update arrived that no one had been expecting. That update changed the atmosphere immediately. It confirmed that several unanswered questions had now been resolved, but it also revealed something far more surprising. Someone who had remained completely silent throughout the entire situation finally decided to speak. Their words didn't create more confusion, they brought unexpected clarity. They described how your soulmate had unknowingly chosen peace instead of conflict at every important moment, and that single choice had prevented the situation from becoming far worse. Hearing those words brought an emotional release that your soulmate had never experienced before. For the first time, they stopped asking, "Why did this happen?" and started asking, "What beautiful future is waiting now that this chapter is finally ending?" Don't skip, because the next revelation is the one that nobody saw coming. Even the people closest to your soulmate admitted that this unexpected ending felt almost impossible to believe. Yet there was still one private conversation that had not taken place, and everyone sensed it would become the most emotional moment of all. As the day came to an end, your soulmate stood quietly, realizing that the weight they had carried for so long had finally disappeared. The fear, uncertainty, and unanswered questions were slowly being replaced by hope and confidence. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. What happened to the former lover was never the true ending of this story, it was only the closing of one chapter so that a far greater one could begin. Your soulmate now understood that every painful delay had protected them from a future they were never meant to live. But just as they prepared to leave everything behind, an unexpected message arrived from someone they never imagined would reach out. That message contained only a single sentence, yet it had the power to change your soulmate's future forever. And the truth hidden behind those words is about to become the most unforgettable revelation of all. A quiet notification appeared at the exact moment your soulmate believed the entire story was finally over. My beloved child, don't skip, because what happened next was completely unexpected. The message came from someone who had stayed silent throughout every twist and every unanswered question. It didn't contain accusations. It didn't contain fear. It contained one powerful sentence that immediately changed the atmosphere. The truth has finally been uncovered, and it's time for everyone to move forward. Those words hit your soulmate harder than anyone could have imagined. Suddenly, every sleepless night, every confusing memory, and every painful moment seemed to lose their power. The former lover's choices had created a storm, but that storm no longer controlled anyone's future. Your soulmate realized that they had spent far too much time looking over their shoulder instead of looking toward the life waiting ahead. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. At that very moment, another surprising detail surfaced. One that proved this entire situation had quietly prepared your soulmate for a brand new beginning they never expected to receive. The days that followed felt completely different. People who once carried doubt now spoke with certainty. Questions that had haunted your soulmate for months finally had clear answers. Even those closest to them noticed an incredible change. There was peace where anxiety once lived. There was confidence where uncertainty had existed for so long. Don't skip, because the biggest emotional revelation is happening right now. Your soulmate finally understood that sometimes the most difficult chapters are not sent to break your heart, they are meant to reveal who truly deserves a place in your future. The former lover had become trapped inside yesterday, while your soulmate had unknowingly been walking toward tomorrow all along. That realization brought an inner strength that no one could take away. For the first time, they smiled without wondering what was happening behind the scenes. Yet just when everything appeared completely settled, one final discovery arrived that surprised even the investigators who believed the case had already revealed every secret. As the last document was carefully reviewed, an unexpected realization spread through everyone involved. The greatest shock was never the police custody. It was the lesson hidden behind the entire journey. My beloved child, stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Your soulmate discovered that every obstacle had quietly redirected them toward a safer, brighter future. The past had finally released its grip, leaving room for new opportunities, deeper trust, and a connection that could no longer be shaken by old shadows. The story that began with fear was ending with freedom. But just as everyone believed there was nothing left to uncover, one final name appeared in the closing records, a name your soulmate had never seen before. No one recognized it, yet every investigator agreed that this mysterious person may hold the key to an extraordinary new chapter, and what they are about to reveal could become the most unbelievable moment of this entire journey. My beloved child, this is the moment everything begins to make sense. Don't skip, because the mysterious name that appeared in the final records was not connected to the chaos everyone had been focused on. Instead, it belonged to someone who had quietly observed the entire situation from a distance. When investigators reached out, they uncovered information that completely changed the emotional meaning of the story. This person explained that your soulmate had unknowingly inspired others simply by choosing peace instead of revenge. While the former lover allowed old emotions to control every decision, your soulmate kept moving forward without realizing how much strength that required. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. The investigators admitted that if your soulmate had reacted differently at even one crucial moment, the entire situation could have unfolded in a far more complicated way. Instead, patience became their greatest protection. That unexpected realization brought tears to the eyes of people who had watched this story unfold from the very beginning. For the first time, your soulmate stopped asking whether justice would ever arrive and started realizing that life had been quietly guiding them toward a future far better than the one they had lost. As the final conversations came to an end, something remarkable happened. The fear that had followed your soulmate for so long simply disappeared. Every unanswered question had finally found its answer. Every confusing memory had finally found its place. Even those who had doubted your soulmate's decisions admitted they now understood why everything had happened the way it did. Don't skip, because the next revelation is one you will never forget. Someone close to your soulmate made an unexpected confession. They admitted they had noticed warning signs long ago but never understood how serious they really were. Hearing those words didn't reopen old wounds, it closed them forever. Your soulmate realized that holding on to bitterness would only keep the past alive, while choosing peace would allow an entirely new chapter to begin. That quiet decision became the greatest victory of all. Yet just as everyone prepared to leave this story behind, a final update arrived that made every person in the room stop and look at one another in complete surprise. The update wasn't about the investigation anymore. It was about the future. My beloved child, stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Your soulmate learned that the darkest chapter had officially come to an end, leaving nothing but open doors ahead. The former lover's choices would remain part of the past, but your soulmate no longer had to carry that burden. Instead, they could finally focus on the people who genuinely valued their presence and the opportunities waiting just around the corner. What once looked like an ending had quietly become the beginning of something far greater. But before this journey truly closes, there is one final truth your soulmate has yet to discover. Someone has been waiting for the perfect moment to reveal a heartfelt message that has remained unspoken for far too long. And when those words are finally heard, they will become the most unforgettable.